right. So, yeah, I started this painting last week when Fa was here, and my new haircut. And actually, I'm kind of enjoying having short hair because it seems like I got some kind of a scalp infection of some kind. So I'm kind of cleaning my scalp, but in any case, as you may know by now, I'm not a super great painter, and I still have a lot to learn. I still need to get my colors right with the skin tones, and I kind of wonder if this picture that I'm working from is already photo edited with some kind of a filter, because you never know these days, right? I mean, it doesn't really look like her natural skin. I mean, it seems a bit wider in the picture, which I think a lot of these girls like to have the white skin. But in any case, another painting of Fa. Yet another painting. I'm quite addicted to painting her. Well, I like getting deeper into an experience of someone who's who I'm in a relationship with, that I would just keep painting over and over again. I get a bit well, like I said before, I mean, it's if something is closer to you, it has more meaning. So, if I just paint random people, there's no meaning. So this has the most meaning for the moment. So I paint a lot of these pictures, but I think that's might go without saying, but I'm really enjoying my relationship with Fa, and I noticed that I'm not really thinking. No, just kidding. I'm really tired. I haven't felt very well in the past 2 years. I don't know what happened, but something happened in the last 2 years that I started getting these crazy headaches, and not exactly sure what they're from, but I've been taking some colloidal silver today, and that seems to have really helped. Tempted to drink the whole bottle, but probably shouldn't do that. I can't believe that first one took so long. That first painting. I really feel like I'm starting to I don't know, I'm starting to get a bit of a natural flow with my paintings. What I need to improve on is my mixing, my colors. And now in this photo, what you're supposed to see here, her skin is quite white, and I don't know if that's a Photoshop or what, but so I need to mix better. Currently I need to get some more white. I need a big tube of white, and so I need to do more mixing. I'm still lazy with mixing. I never have the kind of palette I want, because actually the paint dries up on the palette, but I don't know. I think what I need is one of those glass palettes. I could scrape everything off. Draw Mix Paint, he's got one of those. But I'm stubborn. I don't really want to learn from anybody else. I mean, unless it just sort of happens in my sphere where I've been lucky to have some really cool artist friends, and they've taught me. But I'm just enjoying finding my own way, even if it's taken me a lifetime. At least at the end I'll say, well, that's my style. There's nothing I can do to fix it. That's just the way it is. And I like that. I feel like I'm finally coming into some kind of way of a joy. It's not necessarily like a technique. It's just a child's play way of putting the brush on the canvas. I don't know. I just don't take it seriously, but yet I do. There was somebody that told me that I was lucky that I had these free brush strokes the way that I'm free. I guess my friend was trained in the classic, or in the more rigid way of painting, and well, he's super amazing though. So it's like he wants to have loose brush strokes, but yet what he can do is extraordinary. In fact, this friend of mine that I used to stay in this hostel, and I kept seeing this painting on the wall, and I finally asked the owner, a Thai woman, and she says, oh, that's this guy that's from Italy, or I think Italy, yeah. Is it France? Maybe France. It's France, yeah. France. Or Belgium. Anyway, he comes over to Thailand, and did a painting of this woman. And I said, hey, if you ever see that guy, put me in touch with him because I want to meet him. Well, we finally became friends. And in fact, I talked to him today. And he's the guy that tells me that, I think it was him. I wish I could just be more free with painting. I don't know, but he's I don't know, he should be painting royalty. I mean, he's that kind of a painter. He's got some skills that I just wish I could understand. I mean, it's a technique that the way the painting is, it's very flat. How do I explain it? I feel like my painting is more raised up on the canvas. It's thicker. His is so lacquered that it has the shine that it must be because of the solvent or the turpentine or whatever. But specific technique, I guess that is diluted with the paint is very thin, and I don't use any of those chemicals. And I think I've tried a couple of times. I think I liked the outcome. But I think my painting seems to be more impressionistic still. I don't know if I'll ever break into that other side of being super realistic, which to me is just, I mean, with a painting, I mean, that's what you want. You want the best quality reproduction you can get, not necessarily some kind of a cartoon dreamy thing. So I should talk to him more about that technique. Maybe I think I did once before, but I should learn more. I mean, it's ridiculous to say that I'm not going to listen to videos or something like that, but I just, yeah, I mean, at least not until, so yeah, I mean, I just love painting, and I'm just really focusing on really looking and staring and seeing what is it that I have to recreate here. And yeah, it does help to understand the planes, of course, the planes and the bones and everything like that, but I've come a long way, though, I would say, with my ability to just sit down and draw someone at a certain angle. I mean, before it would take me a long time, you know. And now I can, like yesterday where I was working, I drew the receptionist woman, and I always get a little bit nervous. I get a little bit nervous when they start posing for me seriously, and then I've got to really come up with something fast, and it's got to be accurate, and it's got to be good, and of course, usually if you're doing a woman, it has to be more beautiful. It has to be more beautiful than they are. I mean, you know what I mean? It has to be, like, if they're overweight or whatever, you want to make it, tone it down a little bit, but you can control that. So you have to just get it just right. And that's going on your idea of everyone is beautiful, right? So, what if somebody has big bulgy eyes? What do you do? Of course you tone the eyes down a bit. Well, no, but there are other things. It mostly comes down to softness and no, I shouldn't say it mostly comes down to. I just think that after a while of doing portraits of people, that you can manipulate, obviously, the image after doing so many of them. But anyway, within 20 minutes, I pretty much had her portrait almost finished. And she just kept saying, wow, wow, wow. And once again, I just surprised myself, like, how did I do that? And I just get into this really intense focus, and of course it starts off with the what do you call it? I make the circle, and then a block in the forehead, and is that an ant on my leg? What is that? So in any case, practice. If you practice, you get a strong flow of it's mostly like information. You're getting all this in, you know how to deal with the information, and you know how to process the information that you're seeing. Now, sometimes, like, she had this sort of a dimple on the side of her cheek, and so that was interesting. A little something different, and she's obviously a bigger girl, so she's going to expect that her face is going to be a little bit big. That's what she looks like. In the past, I've gotten people more disappointed because really probably the likeness was not really there, but I'm really getting the likeness these days. So, and I do know how to manipulate it so that I don't make the nose look too long, or the mouth is too far from the nose and the chin is too far from the mouth, and all common mistakes of beginner painters. This constant measuring from the the eyebrows to the eye to the nose, bottom of the nose, and yeah, even after you do it a long time, as I've said, you gotta make sure. It's like this, your eye plays tricks on you. It's like, wait a minute, how far is that? So those are the plumb lines, you're constantly double checking. And yeah, that's the difference between sightseeing without any kind of measurements, just using your brain and your eyes. To me, that's the best way to work, with just relying on your eyes to process the information and get it all down. To me, that builds a bigger sort of database of information that you can use. Your brain has for the next time to make everything quicker. In other words, do the hard work now, because it will be easier to sort of, it's like sort of do the training now so you can deal with almost any situation, rather than, kind of be handicapped with all these different, grid method and all this kind of stuff. But I've always wanted to train myself to just be able to rock up to some place and sketch it or draw it or whatever, which I think is why my channel is called Draw Life now, because it's like sketch from real life. That's how I started out, just sketching buildings and trees and houses, and then one day I did this pencil sketch of this girl, and wow, I was quite surprised. I think the first one was a pencil sketch, and I just had some pencils at my friend's house, and so anyhow, I'm enjoying the process of improving, and so I think we're coming to the end of the video. I've got a massive headache. So anyway, I really need to what is it? Actually, I need to buy some small brushes so I can work on the eyes. I should do that today. And get some more white paint. Yeah, I should do that today. It's funny, I haven't really been feeling that well, but it's like over the years, painting and drawing have been something that I like to do. But isn't it amazing when you see actual people that just live and breathe painting, like they can't think about anything else? You know what I mean? It's like these people that we've been shown on TV, whatever, Picasso and all these guys, like their whole life is, I mean, it really is that possible? I mean, how it's kind of like YouTube channels. Like, how did these people have such a following? I mean, don't they have a company behind them or something? Like, how? Surely they must have had PR representatives or something to be, because painting is, you're just sitting there. I mean, it takes hours. You can't be, I don't know, I would just love to have a peek at what it was like 100 years ago. But painting is just such a laborious thing.
And you start to get drawn into it. It's kind of if you can really clear the decks with everything else that you love to do, like for me, I love music and writing, and what else? That's it. Music, writing, and those have always been my favorite things. But I always said, well, if I lose my eyes, I can do writing. And even if I start to lose my eyes, if I learn the keyboard, which I finally did, the Dvorak, I can pretty much write without even seeing. But I've known artists that, yeah, they've lost their vision. They can't see, you know. And they're losing their vision, and they're not really interested in painting much or drawing much anymore. And then like Picasso apparently could see brilliantly when he was in his 90s, or not sure how old he was, but I don't know. I get a little bit tired of sort of always talking about Picasso and the three other painters, you know. It's like, have you ever looked at this database? There's like a database of like unknown painters. I mean, there's hundreds of thousands of painters. I guess they just maybe they knew somebody, you know. It's not, they knew somebody in the biz, whatever. I can make you a star. They were trying to do that with my girlfriend in the Philippines, because we had a painting channel, she did, and she was getting picked up by these guys like, I'm gonna take you to New York, I'm gonna make you a big star. I'm like, delete. Anyway, yeah, I did a painting of her and her mother, actually. I think one of her sister too. I think her mother still has her painting. But yeah, I like to try to be prolific. I mean, it makes you feel good if you can crank them out, you know. Right now I'm working on my second oil painting of Fa here. So anyway, well, that's it for this video. I'm going to make some organic coffee and call it a day. So talk to you soon.